Here we go, boys. Right. I think we're good. Morning, everybody. How's everyone doing? Let me just zoom my camera in slightly. I had a nightmare. I knocked all the stuff off when I was trying to sort my desk out. So that's why I'm a little bit late. So apologies for that. Sorry to keep you all waiting on this Friday morning. It's Friday. We've got to the end of the week, whatever you're doing. Hope you had a good one. And we've got a lot more Tottenham stuff to talk about. Federico Chiesa links are here again. My word. Pedro, Neto, Ivan Toney. We've also got Min-Hyuk to talk about. That has been Here We Go'd. We've also got the Tottenham boys in open training in Tokyo ahead of our game against Vissel Kobe tomorrow. How is everybody doing in the chat? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Are we good? I can't see myself in the thing. Pedro, Neto. Oh, yeah, we're live. We're live. We're live, lads. We're live. I don't know why it's not showing on my little thing, but I think we're good. How is everyone? Archie, Gulab, how you doing? Proby, how you doing, mate? I'm not sure. It looks like I might be having an issue, but apologies if I'm not. We're good. Gary, good morning. Yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Let me know in the chat if there's any issues at all. Let me just put out a quick tweet. Get a little bit behind the curtain here, lads. So yeah, Tottenham here in open training in Tokyo. Let me just put out a quick tweet to say I'm live. Morning, Tim. Morning, Billy. Loud and clear. That's good to hear. Why can I not see my own profile? There we go. Go and follow me on Twitter as well. Getting close to 2.5k now. Let me just get a little tweet out saying that I'm live. Sorry, I'm so badly prepared for these. But you know what? Sometimes that's fine. These don't have to be the most polished things in the world. This isn't like Sky Sports News or whatever, right? This is the Ben Bowman my own profile. This is the Ben Bowman channel. This is just vibes over here. Come and join us. Come and join. How's everybody doing? What is everybody up to this evening? It's Friday, right? I like to engage with you. I like to have a chat, see what you guys are doing before we get into like any real meaty Spurs stuff. So if anybody's thinking anything, Kimberly, thank you. This is a great time zone for Spurs fans. Kimberly, if you're in the chat, love you guys all the way from Australia. I get a lot of love from Oz, which is really nice. First, before we start, obviously we're going to get into Chiesa. Hello, is that Argentina? It is Argentina. Oh, Kimberly, there she is. How are you doing? This is Argentina. This is a little, whisper it quietly, this is a little DH gate number that arrived yesterday, right? Of course, we've got Cuti Romero, 13 on the back. I'll be honest. It's a little bit tight. Right? Need to shed a little bit of timber for it to fit. It's so hard to judge it with the sizes from like when you order from DH Gate and stuff because I ordered a Son. It came up and it was beautiful, right? I ordered the South Korea away shirt with Son's name on the back. That beautiful like black, dark blue with the sort of like white lines everywhere. Literally, I'm like 6'4", I'm a big boy, right? It fits like a medium because they do it in like the player fit, so you have to order like way above the size. So I'd usually be like an XL with football shirts. This is an XL. It's a little bit tight, but it will, get back to the gym. And it was humbling putting it on. That's for sure. Kimberly was surprised that Spurs were live streaming on TikTok open training. Oh, sick! I didn't realise that. That's cool. Day 3 of 5, 2 overtime days and 3 regular days. Probably you got this, mate. Well, hopefully this can get you through the day. There's going to be another video also later on the YouTube channel before we get into anything. So thank you so much for all the love on the Min-Hyuk video, by the way. That's been my best performing video since I've started on the channel. 5.4k views in one day. We're edging closer towards 1.5k subscribers, so hopefully we could get there by the end of this live stream. And for people watching it after, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, all those kind of things. I massively love engaging with you guys. This has been so fun to just sit here every morning this week and just have a chat, really. I mean, we do that on TikTok anyway, but it's different over here. I feel like it's a bit more personal. But go and follow the TikTok as well. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, TikTok. It always does this. Sorry, give me a sec. TikTok, we are getting closer to 30k, boys. We are on 25.3, hit 25k the other day. Thank you so much for all your support on that. Massively, massively appreciated, as always. And let's get into Federico Chiesa, because Chiesa is someone that Chiesa is someone that I've always been I absolutely loved Federico Chiesa. I put this tweet out yesterday. What are everybody's thoughts on Chiesa? And it went a bit nuts. 62k views. We had 94 responses. So thanks for engaging with that, guys. Let me just hide my messages there. No, nothing incriminating, but we had a lot of different responses. Think he's finished at the elite level from JP. Will Hester, get Chiesa and Neto, and they can cover each other's 6-month injury breaks. That's my co-host right there. Jim Watson, if we sign him, will be a massive anticlimax to everyone hyping him based off his Euro performances. Stav, great player, but a bit injury prone. He's dipped a bit recently, hasn't he? But maybe just didn't fit the football style anymore, or this and that. That's a good point to factor in, I think, with Chiesa, because yes, there were the big injuries, or the ACL, and then he hasn't quite looked the same player since then, I think it's fair to say. But also, Allegri ball, is it best suited for someone like Chiesa? He was dropping very deep a lot of the time. I'm not sure how much of a fit it was for him. So I get that, for sure. I suppose there's no point in judging him until we potentially see him on the team. Not a bad player, but rather as a Neto and Toney. There was kind of a lot of that sentiment. Gary, love him. I honestly feel he could play left wing with license to cut him like Sonny. Then he's a natural successor to Sonny. Can beat a man, score a goal. What's not to like? Lily, really good. Be our best winger bar Son. So there was a fairly mixed reaction, I have to say. But Lee Fletcher, not for me at all. Brilliant player. Yeah, there was a big mixed reaction. So let me know in the chat what you think. So Gary Hunter, I think that's probably his agent trying to drum up Premier League interest. I think you're probably right, because all of the chat is coming from Italy. It's all coming from Italy. No, none of it is coming from England. No English journalists have touched this yet. So this came from Tuttosport. Tottenham have made contact with Juventus to sound out a move for Federico Chiesa, and are willing to pay close to 30 million euros to sign him. Ange Postecoglou is a big fan of the forward as he appreciates his versatility and ability in one-on-one duels. Federico Chiesa is open to joining Spurs and will be excited to play in the Premier League. All of that sounds great, but again, it's all coming from, I'll see if I've got another source here. There was this one that broke it yesterday. Sport Media, Federico Chiesa was chosen the Premier League first contact between Juventus and Tottenham. That was the same one I just showed you. What do we think, lads? What do we think? Oliver, how you doing, mate? Good morning. I think we're going to sign Chiesa by next week or early week after. Keep an eye on it. I'd love to see if there's actually any kind of real substance to this in terms of noise from English journalists. I understand from what I've seen, I don't think any proper English journalists or journalists that are more reliable within the English market have touched this yet. So obviously Chiesa is someone that was looked at a while back, I believe. Like I think at the start of the summer there were some links to him. Chiesa is a player that I absolutely adore. I absolutely love Federico Chiesa. I love him. I love him. Chiesa's, let's see if we can bring it up. So, new tab. Let's go on the old reliable transfer marked. Chiesa injuries. So we can look at Chiesa's injuries over the last few seasons, because Chiesa, before his ACL, was unbelievable. So, 21, let's bring up as well, let's bring up his season-by-season stats. So we can sort of run them against each other. So, Chiesa, season by season. So, moved to Uve in 2020, 2021. That is always such a mouthful, isn't it? First season was incredible. 43 goals, 43 games, 14 goals. The second season, 18 games, 4 goals. That was obviously when he did his cruciate. The season after, coming back, 33 games, 4 goals. And then last season was his most productive season post-ACL. So in 2021, he just missed 7 games. That was his best season. That following season, missed 57, obviously, with the ACL, 16 and then 11 the following year after. So maybe the injuries aren't as bad as I'm making out, but he just hasn't quite looked like he's had that same spark. I don't know. It's such a hard one because for 30 million euros, if you go out and get another big name winger or a forward or whoever it is, then I'm really not against it. If Chiesa is almost like the it sounds mad to say, like, in a world where Spurs could be signing Federico Chiesa as the backup, so to speak. That is mental. That is absolutely mental because of the quality of the player. But I still think we would definitely need one more. That can't be the big signing. But again, I think sometimes people get a little bit too caught up on marquee, big signings, all that kind of thing, big names. Chiesa is obviously a massive name. Obviously, has had a bit of a drop off, but I think there are circumstances to that as well. I'd be really excited to see Chiesa under Postecoglou. I think if it happens, I mean, Gary, when you put it like that, if it's Bryan Hill out, Chiesa in, and then go and get one more, then I think we're all going down the pub for a pint, right? Aren't we? But I'm so torn. I tweeted this yesterday. Oh God, I don't want to create a Twitter space. Speaking of Twitter spaces, actually, it will come onto that in a bit. I've got something exciting to share with you guys. I literally tweeted this yesterday. I feel like this one might have legs, and I already feel like I'm going to change my mind every 5 seconds on whether Tottenham should go for it. Pre-ACL Chiesa was special, an unbelievable player who I'd 100% be excited about, but I feel like that injury has ruined him. Maybe that's not fair. Maybe it's not ruined him. But let me know what you think in the chat. Let's the best ability is availability. No Neto as well for 20 million. No brainer. Right. Let's put a poll then. Would you sign? Also, guys, I've got. Would you sign Federico Chiesa for 25 mil? Yes or no? Get your answers in chat, boys and girls. While that poll's going on, I've got a couple of things that I want to talk to you about in terms of content stuff. So, on the channel later on today, it should be maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock, there will be a video of me asking some of your favourite Tottenham YouTubers / podcasters their preferred striker signing, basically. We've got that coming today. There will be a live stream on Sunday. There probably won't be a live tomorrow. There'll be a live stream on Sunday breaking down the Vissel Kobe game, which is obviously tomorrow. There'll be a watch along on TikTok for that. So come over to TikTok and watch me watch the game and we can chat. I've also got a couple of ideas. For content. So I don't want to, this isn't just copying, but everybody, I spoke about the extra inch video yesterday, the speed run of Tottenham's squad for next season. I would quite like to do something similar in terms of but involve you guys. So we do a live stream a little bit like this, and we have the squad on like a screen, and then basically we can almost do like a poll in the chat for like players that we want to bring in and players that we have to let go to bring those players in, and then we kind of all build our Tottenham squad together. Like I will do my one, and then we'll do it almost like and then you guys can have your one as well. So you vote on it in the poll in the chat for like for the players that you want, etc. So let me know what you think about that. I think that's quite a sick idea. Maybe next week we'll do that. Also, there's going to be a video soon ranking all the Tottenham transfer rumours as well, so stick around for that. I always massively appreciate you guys' feedback in terms of what you want to watch and what you want to see, so let me know in the chat if you think that's a good idea. Just a bit of a squad audit, and we build our own Tottenham squad for next season together. So we can do that 100%. Zeus in the chat, how you doing, mate? The GOAT. We were just talking about you, Zeus, actually. Gulab has said, I heard Ange said he's already contacted the targets that we'll come on to that. Yeah, we'll come on to that, mate. Gary, Chiesa for Hill, Eze for Lo Celso, Højbjerg for Ramsey, Neto just a straight addition. Sounds like a beautiful bit of transfer window action, that. Eze and Toney, or Chiesa and Toney. Or can we get all three? Could we? Probably not all three, but I mean that would be fantastic. Darren doing Will. This made me laugh. If you realise why, if you saw me laugh a minute ago while I was reading something out, because obviously the chat is on a bit of a delay to me stream. I can see your guys' questions coming in, but you will not hear me read them until like a minute later. You seen this morning's links to Eric Shin from Stuttgart? Is that real or is that like a bait name? I'm not searching Eric Shin. Or are you trying to do me? Is Eric Shin a real player? I hate you so much. I knew it as well. I just knew it. According to what, I never know what to believe until wait for the here we go. Yeah, need another sandwich video. Yeah, go and check that out on TikTok. I know the squad is looking good with some of the youngsters coming in. Mikey Mort, 16 level, 100%. Is Toney too scandal adjacent for us? That's a great way of putting it, Kimberly. I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. I'd like to see more get a chance in the Premier League. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know. I knew I'd been done. I just wanted to double check. Right, yeah, let's go back to... Okay, let's talk about... On Chiesa then. I saw this tweet that interested me. It's not Chiesa or Neto. It's Chiesa and Neto. We need them both at Tottenham. So someone else has done a tweet here. Chef Supreme. Chiesa last season played 33 games, scored 9 goals and only missed 5 games, 45 million euros from Fiorentina, price about 20 million euros to get him, or 30 million probably more like. Pedro Neto played 20 games, scored 2 goals, missed 17 games. That's a little bit misleading as well because of, let me just double check Neto's assist numbers that weren't included in that tweet. But I get the point the guy is trying to make. Last season, I don't want the Euros. Premier League, 2 goals, 9 assists in the Premier League. So that's kind of misleading to leave out his assists. But I understand the point he's trying to make. They paid 17 million from Braga, trying to sell him for 55. We will celebrate Neto, but call Chiesa an injury risk. That is a good point. That is a good point. I think a lot of people are more up for Neto than maybe Chiesa. And I think this might bust those myths a little bit slightly. But again, I do think it's misleading to leave out his 9 goals because 2 goals, 9 assists in 20 league games is pretty good for a winger, right? And I do feel like Neto is like the perfect fit for Ange Ball. But then again, with Chiesa, was that drop-off from Chiesa more down to the way that Allegri wants to play rather than his injuries? Maybe we will never know. And Chiesa is very versatile as well. Let me know. All right, let's do this then. Because 82% of you said 82% of you said that you would sign Chiesa, right? Let's end that one. 82%, yeah. Flynn's right as well, like with Neto. If you watch Neto, I've never seen a guy work as hard and press as that guy. I'll be happy with Chiesa or Neto. I think that's a very balanced thing to say. And you're right. You're 100% right. Like, Neto works his arse off. Like, his absolute arse off. He is a pleasure to watch. It's just such a shame that, obviously, what's happened with him in the injuries. Someone put a tweet out the other day that really made me laugh. That was like, what if he's just been unlucky this whole time and we're the club that can fix him? That's gone well in the past, isn't it? But I love living in that kind of headspace. Maybe he has just been unlucky with injuries and maybe he's not injury prone. Who knows? But Neto would be an incredible fit. I do think that. I think he'd be a better fit than Chiesa for that out-and-out winger. But then Chiesa brings that versatility. So it's a tough one, really. But again, let's go over to Zeus. If you're still here, I'm using you as a credible source in this. So me and Zeus had a bit of a chat on Twitter last night. Zeus replied, say, always love Chiesa, I'd take the punt. That's where I'm at right now, but yeah, blah, blah, blah. Zeus said, Tottenham have batted off any suggestion they're interested in Chiesa, so unless that's changed in the last few days, I'd probably ignore the noise. Neto, on the other hand, definitely a lot of interest there. So is it Neto we end up with? And I'm going to ask you in the chat, Neto or Chiesa? I mean, if both of them can stay injury free, you've got two incredible players there, right? But it's just a big if, and I think Neto is more of an injury worry. Oh, it's so hard. John Michael, 25 million compared to transfer market nowadays for some players. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with Chiesa. Obviously, he's only got 1 year left in his contract, which is dictating the price of it. And obviously Neto, and obviously Chiesa, Thiago Motta's made it quite clear that he's not really part of the plans for the new project. Does that say to me that there is a worry that he is almost, they feel like he's over the hill? Like, in terms of, as he passes best, but he's 26. It's such a hard one. It's really such a hard one. Neto's winning the poll at the moment at 65%. Yeah, if you're not watching this live, by the way, come and join these lives. I'm going to be doing them basically every weekday, definitely during the transfer window in the mornings. And you can come and get involved and vote on the polls, etc. But if you are watching this after the live stream, then make sure you subscribe and leave a comment on your thoughts as well. I love hearing your guys' thoughts, and I massively appreciate the support on the channel. I know I always go on about it. I don't want to sound like a broken record, and but I massively appreciate the support. So Neto is winning the poll at the moment. We'll let that run for a little bit while we read some comments. Wild Dog says, I'd just prefer Chiesa over Neto. I understand that. Neto just makes more sense as is proven again. I understand that. But again, Chiesa could transfer that quality over. Neto 100% is just the injury problems. The thing is, Neto's proven, but Chiesa's proved on the big stage, and the price is very key. There is a world in which Tottenham can definitely get both of them, right? But then you're putting yourself in a difficult position when it comes to the homegrown numbers. Again, go and watch the extra inch video on that. Should sell Solomon and Hill, bring through attackers? I agree that they should probably both go, in my opinion. I think the main thing, Gary Hunter says, I think the main thing is that we've seen Neto do it in the Premier League. Yeah, a lot of shouts for that in terms of Premier League proven. But either would be a big upgrade on Hill. I'm not really into the thought of Neto or Chiesa, rather Eze on the left and Son on the right as an inside forward. Where's your width coming on the right hand side though? That's the problem. I suppose it's not really an issue if Kulusevski plays over there. I get that. So let's end the poll. Neto is winning that 62%. How many of you actually voted on that? 32 people. How many people have we got in the chat right now? 65 people watching this at the moment. Come on, give yourselves a big up. On the march to 1.5k subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed, that'd be lovely. Little Friday treat for me. That would be very nice. Thank you very much. Why is my webcam looking all funny? Okay, right then. Let's move on from Chiesa and Neto. Actually, let's talk about the last thing on Chiesa. Last thing before we move on Chiesa. This was interesting. So negotiations between Karim Adeyemi's camp and Juve continue after direct contact exclusively revealed yesterday. Discussions ongoing over contract terms, salary and more. Juve will prepare the opening bid to Dortmund right after, and I believe there might have even been another update after that. I'll get that off the timeline. Calafiori to Arsenal. What's happened to Everton? Oh, still maybe going. Maybe that was the last update. But obviously, Paul O'Keefe said Spurs are ready to go, waiting on the green light from the seller in terms of like the news the other day. And then, is it noticing? Thoughts on that? Yeah. I think he's finally getting ready to replace them. Yeah. Right, let's move on from Chiesa. I feel like we've talked about that. Last thing, actually. Sorry, I know I keep saying it. Luca THFC put this tweet up. With all the players we're linked with, this could be the team. Of course, Eze swaps for Neto. It all depends on what we do. I mean, how's that look for a potential... No, that's good, right? I mean, it's probably still Basuma starting, in my opinion. But again, this ain't going to happen. But to get here from... I believe this quoted a tweet that I now can't find. But yeah, to get here from where we were is incredible. Potentially here, but yeah, we shall see. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, on some good news. Min-Hyuk to Tottenham. Here we go. Deal complete for 2006-born winger from Gangwon FC. First part of the medical test already booked. Then he will sign a long-term deal at Tottenham, as reported yesterday. Does anybody know anything about the fee? I've not really seen anything. I had a message on Instagram yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up from a Korean fan. Go and follow me on Instagram as well, by the way. all the links to everything are in the bio below. There's going to be some content over on Instagram as well. Let me just see what the message said. It was from this guy. Hi, let's bring it up over here. So I can show you what the message said. I don't know how reliable this is, but who knows. This was so I got this message on Instagram yesterday. I'm a Korean Spurs fan. I watch your video and I subscribe to your channel. I think it'll be helpful for me to get. Yeah, thank you very much, whoever this is, by the way, if you're in the chat. By the way, if you are curious about anything about him, ask me. There's plenty of information in Korean website. I will translate or send you a link. I reached 2k YouTube followers. That's very kind. P.S. Korean news says Min-Hyuk Yang's transfer fee will be around £4 million, and his current height is 5'8". Cheers for that. Yeah. So around 4 million, it looks like. Go and follow me on Instagram as well, by the way. There's some good stuff on over here. Obviously, I was on the Ripple Effect podcast recently. That was fucking sick. Yeah, Min-Hyuk Yang to Tottenham. Here we go. Is he a forward or a winger? He's more of a winger, mate. There's a video on the channel, like I said. Let's give that one more little bump, one more little push. Min-Hyuk Yang is perfect. Tottenham. Go and have a watch of that. If you don't really know anything about him, go and give that a watch if you like. So yeah, it looks like it's around 4 million for the fee. Julian Alvarez, 5'7". Julian Alvarez is wanting to leave Man City. All I'm saying, want to come and link up with the boy Cuti Romero. Like I said, this shirt is a bit tight, so pulling it up and pulling it down is becoming a problem. Heung-Min scores a goal during the current game. What do you mean by that? Has he just scored for them or something? He's playing against us next week. Current height, yeah, I know. Cows, Archie Gray was our target. We might have signed him a little late. The reason we signed him early was because Brentford were on the verge of signing him. Hence, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I think for that let's come to that in a sec. Because Ange was asked about Min-Hyuk Yang, and we've got some Ange quotes that I want to talk about that are interesting in terms of the transfers. He was asked about him in the press conference today. It is difficult for me to discuss, and then he grinned. He also had some good things to say on the Asian market as well. Obviously, this was a lot of Spurs fans talked about this in the sense of we should trust Ange in terms of his. He's playing right now. Okay, has he just scored or something? Is that what's happened? I'll check that out after. Let's have a quick look at that actually. We'll come back to those Ange quotes in a sec. Gang one. Why is everything in caps? See, this is the beauty of doing these streams is that oh, he scored, yeah. Go on, lad. Go on, boy. They're playing the K-League against Jeonbuk. Go on, lad. Is that how you pronounce that? He's bloody scored, isn't he? What a guy. Yeah, so Ange Postecoglou on Spurs being set to sign Yang Min-Hyuk. This is encouraging for me. Obviously, a lot of Spurs fans kind of brought this up in terms of not many managers know that kind of part of the world in terms of better than Ange. In terms of not many more big managers know the quality in that part of the world as well as Ange does. He said, "I'm well aware of the quality of the K-League. When I was at Celtic, we were looking to bring over a couple of Korean players. Korean players have made a fantastic impact across Europe. None bigger than Sonny. He's an outstanding individual, so yes, we'll be looking far and wide for players. As you said, when it comes to..." Okay, I don't know what happened. Stream lagging. Okay, yeah, I think we're back. Apologies for that. Let me just put just a couple of internet issues. Stream stopped. Are we back? Okay, I think we're good now. So let's crack on. Sorry about that, guys. I think we're back. Let me just wait in the chat. Can you guys hear me now? Right? Dog chewing the cords. Yeah, tell me back. Can you just let me know in the chat whether I'm back? We're good now. We're good. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Bradley. Yeah, before we move on to other bits, Tottenham beat a Japan Youth International side 5-2 in a behind closed doors friendly today. This was yesterday, sorry. Will Lancashire, Mikey Moore with braces. I mean, Mikey Moore's young enough to have braces. and Alejo Veliz with the goal as well. I think Lily White Rose might have tweeted some other details about the game. Oh no, actually no, I don't think he did. I think so. I think Alistair Gold was maybe saying it was only like a 60-minute game due to the heat, I think. Okay, well, we're all good. Right, let's move on. That's obviously really encouraging. Mikey Moore, Sunboy, what a player, world class. Ballon d'Or coming, Fao Xiao. Before we get into those Ange quotes, because that's where I want to finish. Damasio, Emerson Royale looks like he's going. New contacts with Tottenham for Emerson, parts closer, but not yet at the finish line. Thank God for that. What's this? Oh, yeah. This made me laugh yesterday. Sources within the club are suggesting that an altercation took place between Jed Spence and Pedro Porro yesterday during training. The suggestion is that the pair have been at odds due to posts surrounding their hierarchical positions on social media. Carly, go and follow Carly on Twitter. She's one of the best people. Well, Invert the Wing, are you happy now? Would you have to say for yourself? Yeah, well done, Invert the Wing. I mean, that definitely didn't happen, but that was funny. Right, let's finish on transfers. And some of Postecoglou's quotes, because we've got some. Yeah, Alvarez is just that I think he's very much open to leaving Man City. I mean, he would be amazing for Tottenham, but I can't see that, unfortunately, which is a shame, really, because when you think about Julian Alvarez, like we were, when Arsenal signed Jesus and Zinchenko, right, we were basically in the same position to them in terms of finishing fifth, just outside the Champions League, looking to kick on and push, and they went and signed both of them. So why can't we go and sign Julian Alvarez, right? Why can't we do that? Please? Anyway, let's talk about this. So, Ange Postecoglou press conference this morning, after training. Ange just said, at this time of year, it's pretty hard for supporters because they don't have all of the information, and it's fair to say there's plenty of misinformation out there. We're working hard to bring players in, and it's a process that you sometimes have to be patient with. See? Even the manager's saying it. But in terms of what we set out to do, that's still the plan, and you have to stay disciplined with that. Sometimes the timings don't work out, and it doesn't happen as quickly as you want. You don't get them players in at the right time. But I think it's just really important that you stay disciplined and not run off and chase other things. So what we started with at the start of the summer is still there, and I wouldn't want to put timelines on it. A lot of that is out of our control, and we just need to be patient. From where I sit at the moment, we're still in that phase where what we identified is still what we're after. Which is essentially what Paul O'Keefe said the other day, right? When you think about Paul O'Keefe's quotes in terms of like sellers waiting to give the green light to Tottenham to complete the deal. For me, this news means that we're bringing two names. I hope so, mate. I do hope you're right. I think this, again, just like Paul's comments the other day, right? This should just calm everyone down. Oh, God, sorry, whoops. This should just calm everyone down like a little bit. I think there's been so much chat about like, not backing Ange and like, oh, he wanted the players in early doors, etc., etc., etc. Like, it just doesn't always work like that. That's not always football, right? Like, look at people will look at Aston Villa and look at the business they've done, which is good in my opinion. But Onana was a relatively easy deal to do because of Everton's PSR situation, and they wanted and needed the money. Lenny Yoro was in the last year of his contract, was desperate for a move for Man United. So I'm not too worried. I think if Tottenham have obviously got a clear plan in place, which is the most important thing, and they're still sticking to the targets that were there at the start of the window, and there will be backup plans in place as well. Again, you can, if you want to join the dots together and say that sometimes things get in the way, etc. Are they talking about international tournaments? Are they talking about the Euros? Are they talking about the Copa America? Are they talking about Aberi Eze? Are they talking about Conor Gallagher potentially as well? You know, these targets are still in place. Palace, let's talk about Crystal Palace quickly before we come back to that. New tab. Crystal Palace. Oh, God. What have I done here? Crystal Palace. We're Palace, and we want to start. Oh, there's Jan Min-Hyuk's goal. We can't watch that, unfortunately, because the stream will probably get taken down. Ismail Assar will sort his visa outside in order to complete medical tests and signs a new Crystal Palace winger. Crystal Palace have agreed to deal for him. He's in London this morning to undergo his medical. Crystal Palace are weighing up a number of targets for Elise's departure, but of course not to overpay. James McAtee is a player they hold long-term interest in, as well as Gabriel Sara from Norwich, had a bit of a breakout year last year. So Palace are moving players out the door. Oh, sorry, they're looking to bring players in that they have to replace the players that they have moved out the door. So are they? I mean, a lot of the. Let's see if we can find some of the tweets about Eze from a while back, from journalists, because I don't want that thing to come up again. Eberechi. There's Sonny. There he is. What a boy. Eberechi Eze Tottenham. Let's see if we can find some of the tweets here. I mean, that was rubbish. There was that, but I'm not sure how reliable that is. Tottenham aiming to make a wide for their major summer signing. This was back in February. So Eze and Neto have been linked with, obviously, for a long time. Crystal Palace obviously determined not to sell him. This was from Alex Crook. Tottenham's interest in Eze is more advanced than Man City's this summer. There was one about Tottenham are not put off by the release clause. Let me see if I can find that. Because again, this all links back to the fact that Eze release clause. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. So this is old news. This is from the 27th of June, so a month ago tomorrow. I think the reason this is relevant is just because of these quotes in terms of Spurs. Like, what the plan was is still what the plan is. And obviously things getting in the way. The Euros getting in the way. Obviously that release clause is a lot of money. But Gary Jacob, who I believe is a journalist from The Times, obviously you'd imagine that's quite reliable, said that Spurs weren't put off by the release clause. And I think that Tottenham are just maybe Tottenham are just waiting for the right time to activate that and go into negotiations with Palace. Again, we don't know. There is a world in which Eze could sign for Tottenham next week. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm just talking about in terms of the fact that Johan Lang likes to work in the dark and all of these things get kind of done behind closed doors, right? And we don't really hear much of what goes on anymore at Tottenham because, you know, when it was Paratici for a lot of the time, all of our targets would be out in the open. Everyone would know what was going on, you know, and a lot of it would turn out to be rubbish. And that's kind of what Postecoglou's saying here. At this time of year, it's pretty hard for supporters because they don't have all the information, and it's fair to say there's plenty of misinformation out there. We're working hard to try and bring players in, and it's a process that you sometimes have to be patient with. But in terms of what we set out to do, that's still the plan, and you have to stay disciplined with that. Sometimes the timings don't work out, and it doesn't happen as quickly as you want, and don't get them in at the right time. I think it's really important you stay disciplined and not run off and chase other things. So what we started at the start of the summer is still there, and I wouldn't want to put timelines on it. A lot of that is out of control. We just need to be patient. Absolutely fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. And I think a lot of Spurs fans will be as well, especially now it's come from the manager. Like, I know people are like screaming at the phones and that, going, well, why don't we get him in for the pre-season tour? Again, I said this in a YouTube video. I said this in the Min-Hyuk video yesterday. Like, it was only last year. Last year it was Maddison and Vicario and maybe Solomon as well that went on a pre-season tour. So nothing's really changed in that aspect for Spurs. So look, these things happen. The deals don't always happen as quickly as you want them to, but I think Spurs fans will probably still be happy come the end of the window. So we shall see what happens. Just see if there's been anything while I'm looking. Yeah, calm. Exactly. Spooky. Love you, Spooky. Yeah, that's all about this. Quickly. Bellingham or Delhi? Seb's got a new video about Delhi, so go and watch that. Yeah, I just don't think we should be that worried. I don't think we should be that worried, especially with what Andrew's kind of come out and said. Let's go to the chat. Tottenham Tears Min-Hyuk goal is actually a baller. I can't show you it because it will get taken down for copyright, but I've been told that it's a very good goal, and we'll talk about it. I'll go and watch it afterwards, mate. Are you doing a watch along tomorrow? Yes, I'm doing a watch along on TikTok. Yeah, get your questions in the chat, and we'll have a chat for like 5-10 minutes before I go. See if there's anything else Alistair Gold said actually. let's read through his article. Yeah, let's read through this to finish. And yeah, get any questions in the chat as well. There'll be a watch along on TikTok tomorrow, mate, for the Vissel Kobe game. Oh my god, the ads on Football London are like something else. What's it like to be here in Japan? It's good to be here. I've had a few good days training. The boys are working hard. Conditions have been testing, etc. Good stuff. Expecting a big crowd tomorrow. Vissel Kobe, top team. Looking forward to it. Last season was a good one for the team, but for future development and constant evolution, what do you want to achieve this season? Yeah, it's about exactly that, constant evolution and improvement. We had a decent season where we certainly laid down some good foundations with the way that we want to play and the squad that we have. Obviously, we want to be better, and that's the goal. Anyone fancy one of these shirts? When you're looking at training during pre-season, what details are you looking for? Nothing's really different from home, to be honest, about constant improvement. Yeah. The boys are improving all the time. It's about making sure we don't miss a day or an opportunity to get ready for the start of the season, etc. It's just a load of stuff you kind of expect, really. It feels like this team is putting a lot of emphasis on the tour, and it seems like you're not just simply the manager of the team, but leading the entire tour. Wait, it feels like the team is putting a lot of emphasis on this tour, and it seems like you're not just simply the manager of the team, but leading the entire tour. What does that mean? It's very important, obviously, for us. The priority is preparing for the season, and that's why we're here. We've got good training facilities, we've got good matches, but I think every time we go to another country, it's an opportunity for us to acknowledge the support we have from this side of the world. Very, very true. We have free support branch here in Japan. Hopefully, we want to grow that even more. Is everyone fit and available for the game tomorrow? Yes. This was the question about the transfers. And do you have any Japanese players in mind that you want to bring to Tottenham? Good try. We're constantly looking. Everyone knows me. I spent close to 4 years here in Japan. I love my time here, and I really think the J-League is a competition that ranks with, apart from maybe the big 5 or 6 leagues in Europe, I believe it ranks equal in quality with other leagues. I really believe that Japan is producing some world-class players who are already making their mark on the Premier League. We've seen Matoma go to Brighton in the Premier League doing fantastically well. I took maybe 3 or 4 players to Celtic, and they're all making an impact. Yeah, again, those were the questions about Min-Hyuk, and that was all she wrote, really, for the press conference. I don't know what that is. Ruud van Nistelrooy. New Spurs wonder kid Min-Hyuk just scored an absolute screamer. I would love to show you guys, but unfortunately I can't. How bad does Fab smell in person? It smells lovely, mate. It smells lovely. What is Eze's exact release clause in pounds? I think it's around like, I don't know, like 60 million plus 8 million add-ons, some people are saying. Watch long will be on TikTok, mate. On TikTok, so go and follow over there. Thoughts on the thought of Son on the right, Eze on the left, and Toney at centre forward, for example. Porro and Kulusevski might be able to fill in that if we're playing Kulusevski alongside midfield. I think it's one of those things where we can be flexible in game, mate. I'm not sure we'll start like that, but yeah, I think Kulusevski's kind of versatility will be really important this season, for sure. In terms of being able to play on the right and in that number 10 position, we saw it quite a lot last season where we'd make those changes at half time, and Johnson would start the game on the right, and then Kulusevski would play in the number 8 position on that right hand side, somewhere that he's played a lot in pre-season, and he's looked really good there and looked good dovetailing with Johnson there. It means Porro can kind of go on the overlap as well a little bit and find different spaces. So for sure, that does sound intriguing to me, 100%. Thoughts on the thought? I'll just answer that question. Proby, I did see your sandwich, mate. It looked very good. Can you comment on the Manor Solomon situation? I keep asking for why there's so much hate and nobody has proof. I don't really want to get into it, if I'm being honest. It's just a bit of a minefield. I hope you can appreciate that and understand that. I just want to talk about him from a footballing perspective. I don't really want to get into it on here, if I'm being honest, Kimberly, but I have my opinions and my thoughts, but I'd rather not get into it. Jimenez rumours called off, definitely, yeah. It's 60 million, but the issue is they want the payment or they want the payment or apparently most of it up front. I'm sure there probably is some wiggle room there, but yeah. We shall see. Stop showing me the goal. I wanted to watch the goal so badly, but I can't show it on here because it'll get taken down. I think this is the biggest quote for me from the Ange Postecoglou thing. I think it's really important that you stay disciplined and not run off and chase other things. The targets are the targets. The targets are the targets, and we hopefully will get the targets. But that does not mean that there isn't a backup plan in place. So, yeah. Right, boys and girls. I love doing these. I do really love doing these. Thanks for joining and having a chat. Let me know in the comments as well, just quickly before I go, if I've missed anything. I think that's pretty much everything that we talked about. So yeah, massive love. There'll be a live stream watch along on TikTok tomorrow for the Vissel Kobe game at 11 a.m. So come and join me for that. There'll be content around the Vissel Kobe game afterwards. Probably a live stream on Sunday to break it down tactically. So come and join that. It'll probably be a Sunday afternoon. Nice little chilled Sunday afternoon chat about Vissel Kobe versus Tottenham Hotspur and what we learned from that. Come and join that. Come and get involved. I love doing them. Go and watch the Min-Hyuk video. There will be a video on the channel later tonight, asking Tottenham YouTubers which striker they want to sign. Billy Price, is that you from TikTok? Is that you from TikTok or is that someone else? I feel like you're always showing love. Appreciate you. A lot of familiar faces in here. I feel like we're building a nice little fun community of Spurs. Just chat, all right? I feel like a lot of people do these kind of live streams, and I want to make really good Tottenham content. I'm really proud of some of the stuff that I've already done, right? But I want to take it to the next level. This is just a nice vehicle for us to have a chat, right? I think a lot of people, and again, this isn't talking about anyone specific, but I think a lot of people will do these kind of live streams and just tell you these things that are going on. I just want to use this as a room for you guys to come and chat in, and we chat as well, right? And I feel like we're building a nice little community here with a lot of the same names. I don't care if it, goes like, I suppose I don't care if we get loads and loads of people in here, as long as the same faces are all in here chatting all the time with you guys and, making new connections and stuff. Massively appreciate the love and support. Billy, was it you that left a really nice comment on the Daring and Do It? There was some really nice comments on the Daring and Doing podcast this week. That they were really, they really got me right in here, lads. We asked Expressions as well. Expressions is not in the video. I'm not going to tell you who's in the video, but Expressions is not in there. It's not you. It must be another Billy. But I always feel like I see you on here anyway. 5-0 Spurs tomorrow. Come on. Kimberly, appreciate that. It's just a difficult thing to get into. But yeah, massively appreciate the love, guys. I'm going to sign off now. Go and watch the Min-Hyuk video. There'll be a video later on, like I said, and up the Spurs, hoping for some more transfer bombers. Yeah, like I said, there won't be a live stream tomorrow morning. Probably not, unless something happens. Tonight. That we could do one. I think I'm going to the pub tonight, to be fair. I'm just waffling now. Thanks for watching. Love you all.